that your talk? That's it?
Yeah, thank you and good night, everybody. I think it's always hard to give a closing talk because as the closer, you're the person that's keeping everyone from freedom. So I'm sorry. When figuring out what to say, I decided I was going to keep this one short. So it'll just be a couple minutes. What's been amazing to me is to see just the amount of progress in the space that we've seen in just a couple of short years. This year, ETH Berlin saw record attendance. For those that went, it was super awesome. Really cool to see some of you there. Pfizer Ventures became an active investor in the space, with one of their members becoming a leader in a DeSci organization. We saw record amounts of funding for new DeSci projects, including one that took many by surprise, including myself. HairDAO raised millions of dollars to solve hair loss. That one was definitely not on my bingo card. Nature, the journal, shouted at DeSci twice this year. Balaji informed 1 million people about the value of DeSci on Lex Friedman's podcast. And of course, we have the 2nd annual DeSci Boston. So it's been crazy. Yeah. Shout out to everyone here. We've done this all in a bear market too. So I don't know if you've been checking out the prices, but they are still down. Yes. Science itself has also seen a few wins. An underdog at the time, Katalin Kariko, was finally awarded a Nobel Prize for her work on mRNA. Could you imagine if she had minted that paper as an NFT and what it would sell for? Last month, NASA returned pieces of an asteroid to Earth. And local Boston legends like Ed Boyden, Michael Levin, and George Church have been cranking out startups continuously. Now, science, like Mother Nature, always finds a way, and I believe DeSci is one of those ways. DeSci as a movement has helped and will continue to help inspire new scientists to look outside the box and to find their peers, like here, who want to innovate. DeSci can give scientists a way to drop out of the academic stalemate, and it gives them a safe space for unorthodox thinking, a breath of fresh air from the traditional rat race that so many of us have been stuck in academia. But DeSci can't fulfill its promise without you, and also those of you at home. For all the promise that it holds, as we heard, DeSci is a very nascent ecosystem. The infrastructure is still being developed, but we're plagued by a lack of battle testing, a lack of adoption, good user experience, and so much more. That means that currently DeSci is only ready to be used by risk takers who are kind of at a last resort. It feels like each and every one of us can play a role in expanding that surface area and to help DeSci mature to the mainstream. So I have 3 asks for everyone here. For those new to this space, I invite you to question everything. Ask people why, break ideas apart, help us figure out and battle test what we're thinking, especially the veterans in the space. We know barely anything more than anyone else. We need you to tear apart our ideas, please. For the veterans, for those with existing projects, I challenge you to put more wins on the board. I think this is what John was trying to touch on. We need to see more research funded. We need to see drugs hit FDA approval that come out of DeSci, and we need to see innovations commercialized in the space that are generating revenue. We need those wins. And finally, for those on the fence, I ask you to speak up about what frustrates you. What has the traditional system done to fail you, and what would a dream system look like? So finally, I'll offer you an example of one of my dreams. As humans do science, we collectively map the truths of the universe. Using crypto-economic incentives, I believe we can stamp out fraudulent research and establish definitive data points of truth. These data points will be universally agreed upon and independently verifiable, thanks to the blockchain. And then we can feed these refined data points into an AI model, which can help propose new scientific experiments, analyze results, and help our understanding of the universe expand. That is something that'll bring a renaissance to scientific innovation, and that's a future I want to live in. Thank you.